Friday tariki 21 kana mweri wa gatatu mwaka wa 2025 ni mwaka wakwa ati we ukiri mwega ani mwaka ati rucini rwaku nuraikorwo gutwarithia wega eje naikorwo kirigwo tha ici uraikorwo kiona mbui wanja gati mitambo-ini no inde muthenya wa Friday tutinda maundu maingi muthenya wa muthe tugukorwo tukiaririria makiria horo wigie anything and nothing ari muthenya wa Friday uririkanete ne kana goko gwitu ari kwa Muthingi TV na tafarira ari Ngatha Ciitu no ririkanete dikire wika studio konati ngire na muruna wakwa karibu sana kana ndenda kwiro karibu sana.
Thank you very much na nie ngetwo Bill hanya guthie no ririkane na ukorwo kiaraniria na ithuĩ nenda-inĩ citũ cia Ukinyaniria YouTube at Muthingi TV, Facebook Muthingi TV na no ukorwo ki like Instagram na X
atiriri no wakorwo kigweta horo wa Instagram na kiri muthenya ni wa Friday and I know when ukoretwo muno makiri ukihuthira kiria kindu igwetwo Nenda cia Ukinyaniria take yaku twenda horo wigie especially weto ni uhigiririe horo wa kiria take yaku makiria maundu mari onete maiko makiumira urikanete turaiko tukiona he mundu raikorwo agirwo ni ara saveirwo ne Nenda cia Ukinyaniria na makiria aikorwo agicangirwo na raikorwo ndigo kenda kuona ni ararutirwo gwake
na aratuika millionaire
how is your take horo wigie riri kindu gigutwo social media?
I think with social media no igwake na no ikumomore rugo kuringana na uria we uratumira social media. It depends with you and how you want to use social media. We wakore da kweyaka nayo well and good tondu ni tuonete andu aingi muno me akete na social media very many influencers kani guthekania kani content creation ya maundu serious kano kwenda gwika vlogs ciaku cia come with me get ready with me. Yes.
No, for some reason you get ready with me I feel like most of the time nikoretwo ikihuthirwo uru because tell me why mundu agukira auge get ready with me as I go I get rid of ania
nijiriga kuone negetumura delete muno nene muno social media and people felt like it's bad kuyanika ati wathi gwiko no by the way, is it legal nowadays?
I think tondu arere ndirakorire ngiona he thibitari koragwo ikite ati thibitari koragwo ihete horo wigie kiria kuna gatugo toto turahuthirwo atiriri ati ume band riwe mararirwo atiriri wakinya mweri waga gwika atiri waga gutucerera ri umenye no wa band but sometimes I feel like generation zito ni gwegitagwo I feel like generation Z etwekete ginya ni maramaki ancestors maraika makariwa
ona ithuĩ twĩ muoyo no turamaka
aya nĩa because how will you ugikira rucini ugaset camera ugacoka turogokira ukamera get ready with me. No, but how do they do it? Because
shoko kahaba duthi babaridi
waitaka thimo get
no guys
no kiriare he kindu kingi kiraumirite makiria na kirakoretwo gigikuwa andu igo TikTok High Court.
Yeah.
How is your take about TikTok High Court? Do you feel like sometimes ritorathie tugate ikinya hari aria hikoretwo riri?
Well, I think with High Court tie no goka ati ugashirithio no ya muhetanetie nake mukerwo muingire TikTok inywere and then we hear your side of the story tukaba guthikiriria yoyo tukaba guthikiriria yoyo. I think it's good no netige gwikirwo social media ini ando ne massive issues ciaona
do you feel that ishire tutire na kindu gya kuhitha okwo ni turarwa na muthuri wakwa I have to tell people that we are fighting. Do you feel like this tutire na thiri?
I think it's in the name of content creation and do you know like right now everyone wants to become famous.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, everyone wants to have a name on social media. So nie daroro gwodona ai fight ino yakwa na muthuri wakwa no iri
no not money
kende mitware High Court TikTok
hege twafuatire ke nguhe ndikuhe
na kenda ciatuko
hey, but let me tell you something in as much as netoreda ko make money because let me tell you no na do show them awoka ne tano horo wege TikTok re aga kwena Roses kwena Lions kwena Kim woka ne horo wege kire woka ne horo wege kuneana kireshire ugakora atiriri we are losing morals na especially when it comes to tutirarora the bigger picture tondu riu tari wacio le ne matwoke ne twakomire thaa kenda
and then people don't even matirarora repercussions cia future. Like you have children, ciana ici nĩ igoka, and you know one thing with social media, it doesn't forget. Ciana ici nĩ igoka ikorage video mama no cia gacamba ma akaigua very embarrassed
amweta ndugu yangu Monakarigo ai mami tonde kira ndugu yangu le no in that case re omothe toga turaria about anything and nothing
uko toko kwa togesu
no kole omothe
gekiamwe eno agentologire
oro wegie kiria re let us talk about polygamy because it was the case that was there. Take yaku ya polygamy nereko
well na mutikake hore muno guys mutikahure no kwaria no kuga no meario
no mundu akori da hura
as you know we as women tutienda gwetekira that are polygamous. Actually that is on idea dete ugiuka na debate yo ujire you know men agamaciaragwo me polygamous ni ngukuhura.
Yes,
but kuringana na uria ndirona maundu mari Dikae kanona in social media rani convince. I think they are.
But for some reason re ni hakwa data wa boy ni hakwa mundu kiombe na ni mutikangire. I feel like polygamous ikoragwo ya one mundurume urenda kwagana. Someone who doesn't want to be held responsible. Secondly, I feel like polygamy ni atumia matai na mena low self-esteem. Because I feel like modo especially mutumia ekinya hando muthuri waku akuonie riu nie mimi nimechoka na ta mtu mwingine. I feel it's always right ukahini in the crime scene ukehera.
You know one thing with marriage, like I told what your horror wa marriage, although I'm not married, but from observation okay, from observation ena koigwa tono tokiguaga na tokeyonera maundu. One thing with marriage gutire ndikihiko giaku kingirugama na mundu ngi wa gatatu, because marriage is supposed to be between you and your wife, ama between you and your husband. The moment haigira mundu ngi wa gatatu
akoragwe eruhirira. And you see, sometimes I feel like wado avirare toginya muikare how why are you staying there?
You can even like onado no mekia tirere we are still married no ni uraigwa tirere ndurenda guko tugikara in the same environment. You just go ahead kobora kanyumba na hau thio tulie for like 2 months.
But you feel hiko cia thaicire it as no feel sorry to use this word, but do you feel like itira work
na itilala titoria tuonaga ciaria itwate like mahikanitie for like 30 years na mundu cia komiriria fio. I think nowadays ando ginya ne marahikania just for the sake ugakora mwahikaniria rere you are dating, you have a boyfriend agakwira atirire wambo come and visit me this weekend tuwe waje komo visit hiyo weekend ugakora atirire ukona asinaweza kakana huyo mtu ugakora ni mwahikanirie na wetigwendaga.
But again,
with the time ni araigwa ni umuno
sure. But again badore I feel like ne kire ni rarega kwa tondu arire tutirakorwo na ground kire etagwo te muthingi muthingi wa kire. You see how people start with mundu ni mwambia ko ni mwamenyana na mundu, you start with friendship, mugacoka mukaigira mukambia gukot, mukaigira mugakorwo engaged, mukaigira mugakorwo mugathie no na metaratara yo niato magakinya rere niato maginya we mwenyewe re weta mwire ture in the course of probably more date for like maybe like to the process yo ginya guthie handu ha kuhikare, let's say it's 2 years. What you modo ko jira ati ni go fake for 2 years ni go feel energy no dra receive re do I want to give this energy for the rest of my life?
Then on in that relationship ni urakorwo dikoda kuga ni guarantee, but utakuwa na ile at least huyu mtu nitaenda up na yeye.
Na full plastic ishire gutie na ile nini gutie na surety.
Yeah.
Like mundu ne agwikara nawe, mundu ne agwikara na bill ha tondu ni endete nendete muiretu muraihu ne mundu na wikara nawe because I like a petite girl mundu na wikara nawe because I like a big girl
kana ginya nende mukenagia na uria njikaga maundu kana just because they want to date. You know, nowadays people are dating for different reasons, weird reasons.
Na an idea ya what arenda gukorwo na.
And then nowadays from hearing what people say, ukaigwa mundu akiuga atiriri mi huyu tuna date tu before nipate wangu.
Imagine. But woka ni horo wegi marriage we really need to gukorwo na nona tari aciarito. We need to have a mentor. Like we need to know someone no damurorare. And then we are tapping in things like we are tapping in unnecessary things. Aganirwani ngani arahikire na kihiko kinene. Uga tap into those blessings not knowing what you are tapping into.
Mungu futa hiyo.
Nilikuwa nimeandika Kamau futa hiyo. Andika Kenothia. No guys ndo aracoka gufutithia maundu maingi.
Ni mumakuona kihariari. But anyway, I also feel like people need to know what they want when it comes to marriage and dating. Tiga kuga ati go date wa boy ati jetereire kuona bill hato niwe ngora ugienda. No, achana na wamboi. If she's not the one you want, stop dating her just because you want to date someone. No, it's bad.
Akora nigire ugakora uhoro wegie kiria uhoro wegie ati dina wa boy jetereire bill hare. Ugakora atirere mundu uyu ri akindetwa boy ri andeta wa boy na bisha ya ria
ya bill
ha ugakora indo iria bill hekaga ri ndungikorwo we ni na ndingikorwo we there are things you do
you can't
totally
do
different,
and there are things you like I don't like.
Exactly. Uri agakora atirere in the long run ugakora mundu bisha ria ari nayo ri nderi ho hendo ige ninge ndirakorio o turi kihiko-ine ikanona te challenge ino rekagwo TikTok.
Yeah, the nini thing I give my baby.
Yo, talking in a cool.
Ni de mama kuona.
Hemodo doni and askiria 17. One tags can modo different.
Oh, I get kiro bishaya any. What thing I give my
the
baby.
Useless thing I give my child.
Modo mwage kiro ni ado 17.
Adiko mina mugwaja. Kioria rokete kuria especially adwaya because I've seen a lot of young women. Nimatuikite single mothers. What nikigitumete nikigicungireirie tukinye how?
Okay, I don't know if I should say sorry, but
no, please say it more than the Friday.
I feel like men of nowadays, they are not responsible. Nigo kora ni mwageire mwana na mudo no agakorwo out of the picture. He doesn't want to take responsibility for the kid. Ugakora riu we ona niwe breadwinner. Dude, instead of gukikara handu ati wiki hiko-ini na niwe breadwinner ri dumiothi ugagikarage gwaku but again we breadwinner gwaku
again oho ugari uhoro wigi Mbeu Njithi matirenda commitments na matirenda kiria ri ugakora ni mwagia mwana and I don't know why this happens. Nona mwagia mwana wanyu wa mbere alafu mukoro mutina muthingi uria murumu ezin mutie muragia roots cianyu cia gukorwo muketiria makiria ma muturire. You find that the moment mwagia mwana wa mbere na you can now prove right kana wrong. Ukoraga you fight a lot out of nowhere. Mwakidate muraria ndwega fio but the moment you get a kid, I think mwana ukageta kiria mwana ukageta nita kigeranio ekogeta exam ya muthingi wanyu. Ugakora sometimes you're fighting out of indo hatari. Ugakora daika ya mushori murare mugikarania but adu kurahe challenge. Okay, well, for one it's good go call out deadbeats. It's good to call out deadbeats. Hey, not uria maku.
But why are you calling him out on social media? We don't know him. We don't even care.
No, we of course wega TikTok wekoragwo we umwe.
Tutira
the wega TikTok wekoragwo we umwe. Nona sai waku ngisavo. Nona kiria mundu agugweta. Reto nona reto ria profile yaku rioka haha thi. Sasa sisi tuta click.
Yo search.
Oh nebi
search Kenothia John.
Hey, no he mwanake orangenirie. Araugire ati aitwo deadbeat na timokuo.
Why is he dead?
Why would I be called a deadbeat and I'm not dead?
Yeah, cause maybe ina no ikorwo ri funny no tokorwo arageria kumwira atiriri thaici ndire. But in future I won't be dead.
No, specifically araugire atiriri. I think he thought gukorwo dead beat re ni tumukorwo we mukuo. Leo arauga, why would you call someone dead beat?
But maybe he was just joking, I think, cause
arareshiria. Hata kwanza alafu I want to address
history ya dead beat.
Hey, no, like I think we're in a generation where maundu maku waga kumafanga urikoraga online.
Urifangagirwo ni ithuĩ kuria
nenda-inĩ tugakorwo
tugakwandĩka. Na tutire na wĩra waku.
We mutumia
tugikommentaga kũu ũru.
Tau mutumia ũcio wacangĩrwo million. The husband is a millionaire.
I know.
But men
and
honestly,
a very respected person on social media
but
and in the community.
Honestly, as you're empowering yourself,
kindly empower your wives.
Nezo ni mono wewe wĩgũkũ nenda-inĩ ũtinda ũgĩtũkĩria thaa 10 na harĩ raiza.
Ũndũ wa makiria rĩ. Na Ngai arathime wĩra wa moko.
Korathimithia boss wangu.
But anyway, kindu kia makiria ni riri, it's so sad that ithuĩ tuonaga ũhũrĩtwo mbica kũrĩa in big hotels, five-star hotels, with a fork and knife, yukiria meals, ciakiria, and nginya mutumia waku ndoi
wako.
Mutumia ndoi gutumira fork and knife.
But
it's so sad and it's embarrassing.
Do you feel like men, especially let me use Kenyan men,
okay,
do you feel like Kenyan men empower their wives?
Not really. Kenyan men monaga ta we are in a competition. They think that if my wife does better than me in life, ni akunyara.
Na atia kindu kiuru ta mutumia atwekete empowered au mahariwe. Because let me tell you men,
it proves you are the problem.
If a woman decides to heal, hapo how crime scene todo thiko ici kihiko kiretwo
kwa ndoa.
Kwa ndoa kukahili. Mutumia ahirira kindu gĩgwĩtwo crime scene ai we wikiria. But I feel sometimes in as much as we want our men to empower us, ona ithuĩ atumia nĩ tutige gukomera gwiki.
Empower yourself.
If a man is not empowering you, ndaragotigira mbia ciana kupea nini zote, make sure unajijenga chini ya maji.
This nini TikTok I saw and Nenda kiria nayo nilikubaliana nayo. Yugaga atiriri, as a woman, get a skill. Kani kumenya kwihaka makeup?
Sure.
Kani kwenda kuruga?
Kani ku bake cake?
Kani plumbing? Kani ki? You just get a skill and educate yourself. Kana guthie we fundithie gwika ngatia, whatever it is, as long as you are doing something. True. Na wina knowledge ya whatever you are doing.
Plus women, in as much as neturaheo, probably your man is giving you like allowances, wife or girlfriend allowance. Make sure in as much as ni uragwekera maundu mau mothe, nona handu haku hangiri 10 kana handu haku hangiri 5, it's way better. Maundu nigothogotanaga.
Yeah, true.
Ni athia akaga kuinuka.
Alafu gutire kindu gicama ta mbeca ciaku withukumire. In as much as it's okay, ni ndinauga mundu ndakaheo ni mtu wake mbeca.
Mtu wao naona magire gutuhe.
Wega pio.
Magire gutuhe.
Wega feel,
but at least have a skill. Have your money.
No matter how small that amount is, bora hiyo pesa ni yako. That money is sweet.
Plus one kido kegire. Neno nejo no more kodadeka, it's okay. But women, let us be selfish with our wombs. Don't ate modo ni mweda no muthe ni mwahikania rucio. Now you go. You are pregnant. Utefagete. Women, let us have kids for ourselves, because nikirudaga nevia kahuroka, but we have to plan. Tutire generation ya shia.
Actually maundu maria atwera tene ati ni wetane kwari na advice imwe jurufio oigwae mundu agikwira atiriri pata mtoto na yeye umfunge. No, let me tell you, if a man doesn't want kids,
he doesn't want.
Onomugire kathaka atia
man
nigakuna ndwanyu
ono mutwe nyina kana otwithe
nigakuna ndwanyu
kana otwe ginya mundu uri endete fio. But women we are not in a generation ya ciari itu hari they will get kids, it was easier for them kurera. say it's not easy no diaper maybe asigana no this supermarket
ndiririkana no waugete atirere ati maisha mageshaire in terms of kurera ciana it's easier compared to Nairobi towns not necessarily Nairobi but maybe on a town itanyiri
urban center
exactly and it's hard everywhere like gwele ona thaici geshagi andu ni maguraga waru andu ni maguraga mutu ndukahenio ni mundu ati hapa kumea mtoto ni dinauga andu matikagia ciana but get a kid with a plan
when you're ready psychologically because you're prepared when it comes to parenthood and this is something I've noted a lot with adwanini alia goretwo tukiaria now parenthood nego it tortures you mentally because especially when you are a single mother ama you are a single parent mwanoyo everything era rotate around where kana irio mwanoyo niwe kana ni kindu gya konywa mwanoyo era rotate we mwanoyo ri ni enda kumuhe a good life
gukira uria warerirwo
kanjira atirire no athie no agia mwana wa mbere na mundu wa mbere ni athie no agia mundu na no athie no ona mundu ngi ni
getting a kid with the different fathers
yes no agia mwana onge papa oni athie no agia onge so you have 3 kids from different fathers alafu all there magakorwo ni yakiria ni useless things that you give you
who came up with that term
I don't know actually ni giona kiria yore me thought no na tell you the yoguraga ta baby kit karai ka mwana walker maybe me I thought it is that
I know
until I opened and I found
yona ndashiragia ni ndori cino na cia no iriragiraga kidori kila kita kionege
until I found a sura ya watu niko wow
I also saw one and then the comment was like alafu huyu kuna mwanamke anamtegemea mahali
kwino ngedero nire ndirona hwae actually ndonire video hwae arekaga ake arekiria tiriri ararekiria ni mtuaniriri gumetatia ndeure ni twasheria mwana na mundu 5 years ago age move on ndeure muritu wa move on na kere
akigia mwana onake
ndagete mwana no reure the father now addressed ni akwa address kiria ni araki address the arakiga ate he feels like the useless thing that he gave his child was the mother because at every time the baby mama ni ahura athimu aga mwana ndare mwana anga ni kirio ngari fulani aga mwana ni akidinapirwo ni abutaku
ni ashimirwa ne thito
mwana ni ameririe sikeria ni ameririe giciko reure the girl decided to address the issue and I was like whoa why you doing that?
So what did the girl say?
The girl was like I'm here to address this thing wachana yes my man yo.
So now who's the man, the baby mama ama the man
the baby daddy dake move on na mwiretu uyo
so now the woman oria muvire nake oni we
yes no address ro mama odo akauga modrome waku are ona ni aguragira mwana waku ngake ene ne ndathigete this step mother let me tell you Maina yo
why is she coming in between the issues of
that's the question
the baby mama and the boyfriend?
But I feel like probably the baby mama is doing everything
to get
back to the man, but now the baby mama because ni araki na kene yako address no mauti ndio maki address ana
makiruma na watu social wasting time
on social media na digenda kushokerera mundu cio ngana hanaga ngake murekere please. I also feel like parenting works.
Yeah, it works with people who know what they are doing and people who want it to work.
Plus people who put their kids first. Bele. Todo if you put, especially if you have not really moved on, you have a lot of back and forth. You'll never.
So many people co-parent. Todo we all watch movies. No one hata dogo ni co-parent agawega muno.
But in ground, is it working?
It is for some.
But what do we really need together to make a team?
Maturity niyo ya mbere na niona kumenya go separate emotions. ukamenya wehe uyo ni twatiganire. Now we are here to bring up the kid and to cater for the kids needs.
Mwana mukamwiga mbere. Alafu another thing I noted is that you might be a very bad wife but a very good mother.
True.
Again, you can be a very bad father. I mean, you can be a very bad husband but a very good father. And then I feel like how ni twagire gukoro especially tugioka ku understand. And nigire issue na yako ya ciana, kule issue ya ciana yumire, but let us address it.
Yeah, because it's
the moment you are getting a kid with someone, abemenye background yake uri hana. Does he really Drauga kia single mothers, it's not bad, but make sure he understands what it means to be a father.
Do you think most people who get children really understand what it is to be a dad?
That's the problem.
And that's the
problem. That's the biggest problem we have. That's the biggest problem we have. What can you young mothers may week? Because being a father is just waking up.
When
you will just wake up, you just make a woman pregnant, then boom.
I think it takes a while for men to realize and to come to terms that they are fathers.
Being a father means it entails a lot, and that's why unapatanga. That's when you see the fathers who steps up do a greater job than the original father. It's the original father making
the blood
foster father.
Yeah, true. Ni foster cause yeah. But anyway, it's true.
Anyway, fatherhood, especially it's advisable modo at theater seminars.
But it's a learning process.
It really is.
It's a learning process.
Ore mwana arathia ikuragari no modo ekaga.
Ona ugathie nginya ugistudy behavior cia mwana akamenya haria mwana riu wakinyete ri tondu turi areka ni aratigire ena new hobbies. Kuri doru ningi njeru iramu interest. Ukona nginya modo I think fatherhood is everything.
It is. I tend to understand why it comes that a child dafataraga mamu in as much as they need their mother, mwana dafataraga mamu no for nurturing the kid, he or she really needs the father,
especially even for stability.
Exactly.
Na dependency you know, as children we have to depend on our parents sometimes.
Yeah.
So how can a dependency, stability, we all look up to our dads. Toto mzaere is the provider, he's the man of the family.
Papa ni uraga idho da toka uma. Dona ginya tena idho togia hodi watu eshia na muda gagatirere. Na kukuga kwa papa ito. Wa uji baba yangu. Baba yangu aizo cha baba yako.
Ona biashara iria hado muthiete trip shukuru woye atirere ndio papa wanyu twetagio na bokero. Leta namba za wazazi. Ukakineana ya papa wanyu. Ito niwe ogoge kati he's the only one who can protect you.
But it's true. Na wakoraga maigere papa wanyu agia ko discipline ndogicokera ndu ucio no mamu wanyu ni wakoragwo ai
ona ni okwira mamu wanyu he nitakuja kuambia ndio
ni ndetagirira ni ahurire thaa 10 ngeterera faitu maingiraga thaa 2 akiingira ogwo ngambia kurira mami ta joke kionu nawe kamera ndoka kukuga tondaigwa geti ya hingurwo.
I don't think right now ni kuriga kiria kau ndio ngigeta ati aka respect karia kari kuo na kaguoya ni nginya ni twetigirite baba wa
ene ndo ngatengereire muciari ati wathie okay in as much as we used to hug them not yet kigira why
also okay this TikTok I saw yeah, our lady, I think they relocated and they live in the US now. Ahaga gifafa wao so comfortably need
oh yeah,
I've seen it na totire na uru nayo ine na uru
na demito.
And then gigira comment section to do abere obvious one TikTok there to bago the comment section
no agiko had toxic.
And now people were complaining, how is the girl so comfortable
with the father?
You know, even the father chums and I'm taking kwa cheek. Do I don't ma complain muno makarigo. Todo gwiciria ne Agikuyu, we know in the Agikuyu traditional community we don't allow ne gwashifo.
Agikuyu tongo ne gwasoso tobeli hawa
shira
Agikuyu tiago
kuhutia ina koji
agikuhagi ogwa ni gwasoso ihenya ndagikeo
heni
do yoke papa
so people were complaining in the Agikuyu traditional community this is not allowed, this is not right, this is not how a father should be to a daughter. Do you think can you embrace modernity like
I think
to embrace it a Western culture?
We are rotate around it. Like we have lost our nini. Like every parent wants to be different. So you see how none of it of course you'll make sure that your kids are very close to you, because we're in a generation where if you don't put your kids closer to you, na matukia le
ndirakwira thi kanio thire kirathi ndiowe kanio reheta school fees lazima usome kawe na uniform lazima usome lazima usome.
But I feel adults actually they have come to nabondi onejega because I want a kid who
exactly can talk to me, who feels free with me.
I can't talk to my mom because
she's like this, she doesn't even talk to me.
Exactly. Because especially in the generation we are in, you know, manale and it's true, we turehashia in a world that does not exist. That world doesn't exist anymore.
Things have changed.
Kaimana. I'm bringing my child in a world that I'm trying we are navigating through that world. Ndenda kumenya tirere mwanale alira tenere ni aikagio mugongo wathaiciarira aikagio swingine mwana tenere ni aheagwo curu ena mieri 3 wathaicire ni urahe nani nona we living in a total different world. Mwana tenere ni ohagwo na faith thaici no rahura ona irani kuoko
ona ni itoire shiri akuo
shikuo,
but the market is it's rare.
Yes. We are living in a world that sisi wenyewe parenthood is about navigating. Okamenya atirere
I think you are also learning as a mother ura navigate haku na hamwana.
Exactly.
How things are that she told in 2 years time, it's not how they're going to
nake mwanare world ni ya kumenya atirere plus I learned that mwanare in the age of 0 to 3 you're not supposed to shout at that kid, you're supposed to embrace. Okay, terrible tu nekoragwo terrible tu iko na mambo zake. Terrible too will make you question about motherhood and parenthood. But you see, the moment this child, you are embracing them, netoma mwanaka feel in a world, the world rotates around love. But the moment one year mwana ate ekodo, you shout at them, you're giving them a world that aliturageshira amenyaga atirere we mundu eko ne ugagiririo. Exactly. So generation kirine ya 0 to 3 embrace that child. Agwale tia kumwonia ati uria twekaga ati ugu tutikone yakigwa.
By the way kanoka ugagai usiche ukicheka atalia usimwangalie
but in this to world in here we have to no ginya tukaroretaga tato matumbe. Plus again uraturarira especially work and horo wigi both parents. I don't know how no nyenda kumenya world ya ciana ihanaga atia tondu gakora riri mwana uyu ni tuge mamu ona baba ni mahitaniria do ena fafogi. How niko na baba na niko na baba, how does it not even work?
I think it's confusing for kids, especially young children. Tatala wina a 4-year-old ama 5-year-old ni umenya ni hedi alata ukwa kuna Njeri ni sistangu, kuna Kamani brother yangu, alafu kuna daddy, and then you've introduced that child to another daddy.
I
think tiga no haria ciana itangihota guguikaria they at that tender age mwana akuria atiriri mam huyu daddy ni daddy mgani na huyu daddy mwingine ni daddy mgani.
Out of experience,
it's confusing.
Out of experience,
personally if I were a child that age I'd feel confused.
Out of experience ninyonete kairetu kama murata wakwa the sasa murata wakwa they had issues
with the baby daddy.
Yes. And she left. No, aki left the mwana niyo ke.
How old was the kid?
The kid I think was 5-ish. How old? Niyo that fafa ore niyo, and the kid loves the father. Leo goko kuria oyo akihikire rim. There was of course, you know, there are challenges she akiria. She you know, anga ke but niagire mwana ogeko. So like kare tugaka rim. Nikakinya hado iti ni mutharukagia hakiri, because anytime magicemania na fafa wao ni amwiraga mi daddy usinyache na baba. You know na baba baba anakeleshanga mama. Unaona baba atakangi nitoke. Yani aginya hera fafa waterere, make sure today ambia mama nataka kwenda sleepover kwako. Because I don't want to be stuck. Sitaki kuwa stuck kwa nini? Sitaki kuwa stuck kwa baba kwa osho maikaraga nake. And then wafira atirere it's so challenging igaikate. It's so challenging gukorwo na kirieyo.
I watched a video on YouTube ici ciekagwo ngano ici andu maheanaga cio cia miturire yao, and then ni mutumia ru uraheanaga karugano gake ka how the husband used to beat her in front of her children. Ru mutumia ucio he handu arakinyiria aruga atiriri ati kairitu gake ni kamwiraga atiriri. Now this ru turaririria about the blood dad, the father to the child. Akeragia atiriri ati mam si utoke tu kwa daddy, anakupiganga hakupendi.
But do you feel like those traumas, especially I think aciari aitore niyo mali na kirio ya kumiriria.
Yeah,
do you feel like is your traumas today nicio ningi cokete kureherere
ku affect andu makura?
Exactly.
Like if you are seeing your father beating your mom, it's traumatizing. Ono gigithi handu ikari oguo mene athuri na tikwenda. Ni uri orona uria wi kwanyu, uria wi gwake to ukiri gwake.
Ugakora ginya riri
uri ara behave,
ugakora ugithi kuhikare, you try to find nugeragia gukorwo tora find riri, you are finding another home. It's like uria people say, because this is what people say. You want a dad, you are dating a man, but you want the dad in him, father. You want the friend in him, and you want the boyfriend in him. How ni homa uduma umokaira. Now you know he can serve the three of them.
He can't be serve your boyfriend hizi zingine na maybe a friendship in a way, but for a father I think isho niro dairia before we get into a relationship. I think ntwagereire gukorwo tukiheal traumas isho.
Talking of that, herugano ndirakoragwo ngiona ni muhujia arahikire like a month ago. But I think she never took her time kumenya mundu yarahikira.
Kumbe ahikira muhujia mwenzake.
Ordinary man. But kumbe mudhurio ni con man. Afurem, I think the lady are desperate kuhika. So she really wanted to, I need a home. No, hemi yake akinyaga.
She had kids.
I don't know about kids, but miaka ne mithiaguwe. Leure mudhurio ahikira ni con man. Do mwire ture ali sponsor arusi yake. more than 800k ararugamirwo hiki wake.
Yeah.
Arakigurira mundu, yes, aragurira mundu ucio, the man aramugurira nguo iria riu agugikira ni undu wa uhiki. Yani everything that was used in that wedding, it was from the woman. After the man gained whatever he wanted, boom, he left.
So now they're not married anymore?
No, after 1 month, onati 1 month, third 1 month na dena githira.
So umenye ona andu matimenya akimuriria marenda ri. Honestly,
no, the man knew what he wanted.
But why insist on a wedding?
Because leure nitwasemania nawe eka no asemania na kada kada ne njega we ni ragukenia
jana
jana ni yagukenia ni yagwaka where you want to settle afu gutie kido kioru ta when one of you wants to settle
and
the other one does not want to settle,
ndari ararikia maisha kuri ya maisha
rure mwire tunenda gu settle mwanake hau for some fishy reasons. Mwiretu wako re aragikonwo eure ndaigua makira na ehe atena brother yake ni ari irwaga Suzuki ya gado.
So this man is nowhere to be found.
No, he's already done, he's already achieved what he wanted.
Now besha ishi mutumia aruta 800 cia gukita for uhiki expenses ishore. Was it her own money? Can I get her do like a loan or something?
I think it was her own money na plus loans. But wewe tamwire today. No kinya hadu nirada kuhika. Will you sponsor your wedding?
No, cause the man is the provider.
But will you chip in for your wedding?
I would, in a way. Not yet gorwa ni dirakita for everything.
What if the man doesn't have money and you want to be married?
Tutigethika mwiste. Hatire fata wa tukobage and we know we don't have the funds shago cater for the wedding. And we really want to settle down. We don't have to wear gowns and everything, not to be go kid.
Exactly. I don't know why people you know not nado. People don't want, you know, there's a difference between a marriage and a wedding.
Yeah.
Most people are living in a fantasy of a wedding, not a marriage. And that's when you koraga mundu ni akiro ohiki monene
tama tuna on social media ona we waroro
kama katokoria ngai ai kwani tuko na akina nani
waroro
wa eno neneti
venue
oko afu wa google kiriale wa google tia Windsor agako wa google muthenya omwe mundu uyu ararihia 800
ngidropagwo ni helicopter
tuikara mweri
mweri kane tokiuma honeymoon oguo
tuhitanetie
who I wanted.
I feel like people are living in a fantasy. They are living in a fantasy of they want a wedding,
a flashy,
they don't want
wedding.
Marriage.
They want to show off to people. This is how my wedding was. This is how much it costed. And
then because you know if anyone is going somewhere, they're shopping, they have to tell us about the price. Is it necessary?
Ado dhaishire ne mena kila they want to belong. They want to belong and they're trying very much to fit in kwema celebrity and the social media gotuania tirere to yo live large.
I can also live large. Mchele it's 552 ni ikagabio hali hakiria hakashia tissue nimenunua 400
I feel like in as much as to create content for social media, it's okay. Niwe no whether to level do the.
Na bashikiria kiralia ni social media.
Yeah, true. But there are many ways of doing content. Tika kweani katika gutuonia ati ginyori okoma. Niwe kuri andu mekire content ginyogirwa thie gwake. No mwere ile nguo ya green ulipanga hapa.
Kwani ile kikombe ulitoa? Sina kwanga hapa.
Kwani ile blanket ulikuwa unajifunika nayo ulipeleka wapi na venye ilikuwa inakaa fiti unaona? Like we know everything about them.
Don't yake rwatirere. In as much as you're creating content, then kiria tuigicagi twetaga bedroom tumitaga ke
na
theinie ni tondo ni theinie
ni nati yako na ndiaingiragwo ni andu.
Exact. Tauko mwanyu ona thaici wiga nogo no wigire
asha
ni utumane
Ekana wetanire ha murango-ini nginya utakwenda kumenya uria hahana.
Exactly. No tha ici ri no ngwire wardrobe ya ng'ania ri ifangagwo irorete yo.
Nginya haria maiga maguta.
No ngwire uriri wake ri no ngwire macuka mande arite cuka uriku.
Yeah, true.
Why we doing network content in as much as we want to, in as much as we are making content, you don't have to end, you don't have to kuonania everything. There are things that people will never attack what they don't know.
Yeah,
People will never attack what they don't know. I don't know mangoka, omothe ne demo poster twina biga. Locio to agopost na biga ndo magatinda makiuria tiriri.
Kwani bila alienda wapi?
Ama
magikwiraga atiriri. Na ndio msichana hakwenda kuoni venye alikuwa anakuangalia.
Unaona hata mkifanya video nili notice to energy kwa jamaa bagi na energy. Ndio nginya gothama. Ni marege thimiki energy. Ati energy
ni masia.
Na body language. Huku unaona hata
msichana hata alikuwa anakonyira. Ni venye hunge notice juu mlikuwa mnafanya show. Hakupendi.
Unaona hata mkifanya show kama mnafanya show yake alikuwa na psych,
lakini ikikuja ni kwako ni kama hataki.
Ndio toka mudhenyo
alafu anashinda akikwambia time mimi nataka kwenda home nachelewa nataka kwenda
natoka na mudhenyo yole okire we murwaru.
Yeah,
but you had to come.
I even had an emergency so negwirire atirire wambo nitakuja but for like 20 minutes because I have to be somewhere.
But nego itako make it up for you.
What is that one thing you hate about social media? Etondo hario kaundu gatagukenagia.
One thing I hate about I have several.
Yeah, just
one. Mundu otindaki hana tatu ikaraga nake.
Expound.
You've woken up in the morning. You have not holiday bisole wekirite. Neumire neothire raji neotwekireire. It's so unnecessary. If you're not selling a brand, why? For what? Secondly, toxicity. Toxicity eko ekiria. Eno TikTok dronile. There's a guy. I think alipropozia mtu wake akona kiria na wheelchair.
Oh yeah.
Akona wheelchair. That guy demo wake ro shomire to shama
the girlfriend stroke caregiver.
Yes. Mwire to shiore marare wheelchair because it's a electric wheelchair. Matirage di matikire fara because it's not a busy road. I think ne how. Mwire ture amoikareire makithie na wheelchair. He mundu randekiria atiriri Mungu hapo kwa BMW futa weka wheelchair like
yo
dark ogere ogekoragwa na kuguru kumwe ni gwa cuma na goko kogere utikoguru kiria the normal leg but this one is a bit shorter kwina cuma ni shorter leo mundu no andekiria atire ati ogenda gutuko muhorare no munyite ta AK47 like how do you expect someone to feel? Okay imani go
gutire itade kuo.
Sorry but that place is so toxic. Alko heko ndoko gituma we abatie kwa landlord of Sayun ekwa Jehovah social media yothe. Another thing boy na kiriare it's about adogotinda makenda kumenya uria wikaraga. Like people will push you to a point you'll have to address some things like mundu ne we ikaroria we ukenaga na ni ureke jikare ngena.
Like I also don't like this no tukionaga like msiana glows of face idwa the comment section unatumia mafuta gani tupe hiyo skin care routine yako tukariganirwa atiriri what is good for you is not good for me what works for you
is not working for me,
it can't even work for me tondu riure no maguta mari ungikorwo ugitumira ri
matigithi na ngothi yako
tondu nginya na skin tone cito itihanaine so I also feel like
kindo kingire the moment marakorwo kana hihi mundu the moment arakorwo akandika comment yake ri nyokoraga mundu auma na stress yake or someone is having a bad day mundu tu agoka out of nowhere akandika kiundu karigwa wow why would you write that wokira roshine tu out of nowhere wamua acha tu niandike hivyo and then people will always hoja especially andu aria makowere ni moka nginya kwaneka ndeto ciaku like ona gicagi aikaraga ona tire mwana gicagi
makiugaga aterere huyu wachana yena hajajenga kwao.
Okarigo,
was that necessary? Tena na bisheri ani postirere yokira hana gwaka gwito twarie ma
ucokere ni uthire maybe probably ni ukunihe brand ora promote kana hihi he kiri ureka ati he kambuni urageria gwika atia guthondeka ni postire ka video he mundu arauga nginya ciana cia kuri iraragira ukarigo atirere brand yaku ri ciokanira ku
matirakiona atirere Wambua ni influence Wambua na influence kampuni na venye ni kubwa mtoto wake ukamuona nilimuona hata makamasi huyo mtoto hadi viatu
hananga
ushaienda kwa Wambua
hata viti hata kiti vyombo
na ukakaona huku social media hata hatuwezi pumua
kirugaruga.
Yeah, I think he mundu ndironete akiuga atiriri ari TikTok ugaga atiriri nwende guthoma human behavior nigetha tu understand
ando mesira
niki kiratuma comment uguo bica-ini yene kana video-ini yene
na igogweta maritwa nginya moru.
This whatever I've posted about doesn't concern you. I haven't mentioned your name.
I don't even know you. To
Why
start
are you commenting negatively on my posts? You don't even know me. Like wewe anyona tu social media. Na rutonda post leo kesho weshiria ni ujui.
Afu ule ugakora serere mundu ri haya celebrities mena ciana. Hena gaka hena oyo. Mundu ndenda kuga mundu mugima fio ureciria wega fio. Someone who knows this is wrong. Agokira gutroll mwana like
ugage ati huyu si wako huyu ni wa fulani. Hey, you saw that story because I saw it on TikTok and people was ginya mahora na comment section we huoni hii pua we
hii mapua inakaa
hii mapua ni yule rafiki yako bro
unaona hata hiyo we usi babake kandi wakire why would you wake up one day okay rotire mwana tuge ena gushika underlying issue ena duali ugakora mwana we tono wa celebrity. I don't know what people expect from celebrities like mwana celebrity yaro ena underlying issue
did that understand really. I think people makulaga na notion ile yale celebrities they have a lot. You can be a celebrity but you are broke.
Very big name nothing.
I don't measure your just because you are a celebrity, you have cash. Where do I get the kurwara? When you go to get gukona thina. You're supposed to be driving big cars. You're not supposed to board a matatu. Ama you take a ubaba.
Who is a celebrity? Celebrity no. Right. Ama what makes you a celebrity?
Being known on social media, becoming famous on social media.
And is that
just
is that name feeding you? Letwale wogiro gama na leo hali afegi no lekuhekeria no lekuheloni. Letwale wogiro gama na leo hali afegi hekebe gikuhe. I don't know. I think kiriare ado nimako amagete kire. This is supposed to be perfect. This is supposed to ekweroga mia obo makauga. And they're supposed to have all the money in the world.
And they shouldn't even get sick.
Na wage mwana we na kiriare they want a gasiji mwana kule ukalia kido fulani. Mwana kule ena kiria fulani. Wewe ukaliga ni waterere.
Ala eginya alafu no one menya not oria ha sister yako hana. You are very different. You might not even look alike.
Yeah, sure.
So na kichone muhana ile.
Yes. Na iko kukura kakire mama we the things you do to make me happy that won't make me happy. The things ni wake up uliga gwatirire oyo kedia ngo komta ya tasho but for me I feel it's okay. No le ude metwada kuiga adorere na kiasi kia leo
and even your child might not even look like you. Exactly. Naone akohana adwa ndu adoni matiga kuga huyu mtoto hakukai
agana kasi
sikatai hanikai si ndio sisi stangu ni wetu
unataka afanane nani basi
that's blood
aga mwana agadana kuwa gake amoke how venye nimefanya wrong
ate ametugotia tidwaragia guo we
unatokia una TV urenda tokie
yeah it's bad anyway kwanza ginya kohana na yado alafu one thing about social media before I forget fans have this tendency ni kufananisha ama what's the right word to use
to compare
yeah comparison atire umani compare ge nawe todo we ni ohegereire muno maundu-ini ma sports ru ni I don't know much about sports except what you tell me ru mabagie gutuiganania
ata ata PSG vibaya
ulisema Cole Palmer ni wa Manchester na ni wa Chelsea
ukasema belo agazini wa wazi
yeah I know why are you doing that that's one boy on a sports girl yeah and I'm just near social media manager so I don't know matie gutida maki compare do
afu gwoka nikiria ri gwoka ni horo wegirire gwoka ni horo wegi let me use for example let me use footballers muno let me use Marcus Rashford
yeah
do you feel like these people get nimakoragwo na mental torture woka ni horo wegie ko give in especially when it comes to nimagia pressure todo mara ganielirwa gano goithithie timu nitanyitiriire timu uguo
mara ona nikyo matara gikombe gikimwe yetagwo atia
niko kuligana EPL akake
ni uri athakire oru
he duno ne thio gathoma comments okoria is even akonie go ne gudiraigua nie na timu
he comment donete ya Bellingham agia girlfriend and people are so bitter
yo
what is wrong with that
and why do people even wake up one day and decide like today
amelipata dem hatumtaki tena we are not his fan
TikTok yako mother specifically Dali horo de post horo wa belu ndona ndako aikarite gwa kari gwatirira
na gutire handu mukona nae no feti yaku no ekorirwe rikiria
ure muonagira kiria-ini
ni umuoneire
TV-ini
ni wakiria
agithaka ino Real Madrid
no umuonagira kuo uguo
but I feel like those people they need to have ni magiri gukona counselors nigetha maikerie horo wa kiria they have to
how they handle the social media pressure, the negativity of the fans tataro githaka mubira mundu karuta ngufia gakuringana yo
kana sufa kwanza wewe ni ulifanya tuka lose
yeah
and then the normal fans ni game ni adwega but again they give you a lot of career that you're not supposed to be working with nikoraga omothe ni ora ino rucio ngai ogokira ogua
ikuhurura kurumio
ori rago supported acokere inbox yako ikwira atirire post yakura skune karibu sinile kuona kwa comment section
ukinitusi
ukaligo ai and then we na career where they okay ko notice career iture we na career where people will just wake up one day makome out of nothing die detera buyaragia ai na die dabo yori akiraga unaona kwaja kile unaona ajina makeup yake but fans should magere ku understand aya no andu ta inyui
no na maundu maria wendete could be no monyendete maria otendete could be no monayitendete
no haria tatekete
and I have a family too I have people I have my family which I love and they love me andu ni mati ni andu nyona ari mwe ta meciragia ta andu matari andu ao
na matirona na matiro
social media is good and it's wicked
and
mean
plus I think it also learn ntogire uko nigina regulations ya trade you should put we mwenye humanity yaku we mwenyewe wewe tawe dhamiri yaku nirakureke ukome wega are you sleeping well
I think we okira mundu ri ni akoragwo na gapati gake ga gukorwo evil but uria how you are controlling that part it's on you exactly no na ithuo uguo turi ni turi woiru no nie ndingireka woiru wakwa ati
ukinye handu
ati ndira kuruma ati ni thire go comment kiria-ini apana
I feel like in as much as nitukwenda maybe regulation shikorwo hore kana in as much as nitukwenda horo wigie kiye korwo tukigavanwo but it doesn't have to get to that point. Wewe mwenyewe wewe uliatere umeme ndapotorwa mwana wa boy. How niende kamushia de wewe mupost wewe urapost them. How would I feel if someone woke up just one day hanijui hajui story yangu hajui kwenye tumetana na huyu mtoto okire one day amke tuanze kutoa mtoto wangu kana ni mwenyewe okire abie kunitro, how would you feel? Okaboke iga kiratu ine kiu if it's not fitting also not sure you get you fit.
Yeah, true.
But you don't expect that these people, they're not robots.
I love one thing I came to learn it. If you are doing it afraid, not afraid. Agiko ureka kaundu kau we embarrassed tigana kega. So if you are typing that comment na nira ku embarrass ona yo no type ugo na wa mithoma ringi nira ku embarrass ire. Achana nayo, it's not worthy. Stop doing embarrassing things on social media.
Hey, omuthe Friday no noto. Haya mirari wa Ngatha TV tugatanya tewe no ekorogine kenerera direct shito ni na mwire tu no twarie ginya gotuke no twetekerie iko ihinda riri tukuro tugekirira gaturumo hau ni ria kwa getuka kaire tukamatha kana that sports girl ndogetoa boy wa jao ginyagia hende nge ngai njega
na nie getwo bill hanya guthie. Till next time, bye bye.
Hey,